The precinct?
Am I from? God, he doesn't know.
Fucking deranged lunatic.
You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying vibe from this conversation. Maybe you're doing something wrong.
Okay, you're the police, right? So am I.
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, Judith.
What are you, police, doing here?
I'm just looking out for...
You?
No one. I'm just a man with sunglasses. And you are?
A policewoman.
Yes, a policewoman who just wants to do her job. That's all.
Okay. What about you? What have you got to
You
say?
look like shit. And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
Yeah, the last couple days have been rough.
Oh, don't be so modest. We're looking at several months worth of damage here. Kind of a miracle you're still up and at it, to be honest.
These guys' internal affairs.
Oh, come on, Jean. It looks like it's been a rough week on him.
It's not just this week. What do you want?
There's something about this guy that matches with a face in your head. A similar but different face. He might be wearing a disguise.
Yeah, there's something strange about this guy.
You know what it is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him.
You tell me the truth. Do you know me from somewhere?
Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere.
Another life.
From where? Another life?
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of the... To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality?
That would be 41st.
Okay, that's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere. Somewhere good.
Kim, who is this guy?
I'm not getting involved in this.
Fair enough.
It's not my style, he thinks, glancing at the man in sunglasses and the woman beside him. Oh boy, they're mad at him. No wonder. He just doesn't recognize them.
Let's talk more about this hypothetical Station 41.
Okay.
So, what would our relationship be in this alternate universe?
Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment?
Kim's cooler than you.
I'm sure he's fucking flattered. But Kim is not part of this thought experiment. In this one, we're partners.
Delightful.
The lieutenant is silent.
You seem like a cool guy. I'd love to have you as my partner.
Would you now, or would I be cramping your style? Never mind. Partner.
You wouldn't cramp my style at all.
Okay. How about you stop wasting my time and get on with whatever you were doing then?
What are you doing here? Who else is in our imaginary police station?
You're not going to believe this, but... police officers. Yes, sir. Solving crimes, locking up bad guys, and get this, and not getting that drink on at 2 o'clock. Just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Lang.
I apparently have wronged this man terribly, which is not unexpected. Who is this far-out son of Long, please?
Oh, it's you, you eccentric genius. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you.
Want to tell me more about him?
Not even a little bit.
It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I say, it's just an urban myth. You are not the son of Lang.
He's trying to protect you from further rough handling, dished out by this sunglassed man. Okay, yes, you get the joke. Leave it at that.
I can't imagine it anymore.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
It's a mere second, but it feels like you saw something. A gram of compassion in that sadness.
Okay then. I'm just going to leave these guys be because I strongly dislike them.
Watch out for yourself. loser.
That voice, so very familiar. Did you hear it when calling to your station and reporting your badge missing?
Wait, your voice. I recognize it.
Oh, really? I wonder where.
I lost my badge recently. When I called in to report it missing, you were there.
That's the where you remember me from?
I have a bit of memory trouble.
You don't say. Goodbye then. The voice thing was a coincidence. Run along, asshole.
Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird, right?
Kinda weird.
There's something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy, and you'll probably get laughed at. But still.
Just ask him if we're from the same station?
Yes, just cross it off the list.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
He might be wearing a
We're
disguise.
from the same police station, aren't we?
I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. What'd you
Okay.
say? Okay?
Jean, he said okay. Give it a rest.
Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind. Not a cop. Go on with your cop work. Don't let me stop you again.
Okay then. See you around. Huh. Okay. Cool. Fair enough. That conversation was something.
Yes?
Let's... Who are you?
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous.
Hi.
Hi. So what brings you here?
Nope, leave.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Okay, so how can I make Titus talk to me? Let's go visit the union rep again and see if I can get anything extra out of him. I might be able to. I have a theory. Love the discovery that I can run everywhere. That was a game changer. Although my poor enlarged liver and heart probably doesn't like it. We've already established that Harry's on the brink of death anyway, so let's continue. Oh, hey, something lit up. I thought. What was it? Oh, there's not. Or I already grabbed it. Pretty aggressive at looting.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
We go over a few details concerning the murder again.
Most certainly, Harry. Nothing brightens my day like brainstorming these things with you.
Everard, I met these Hardys. Can you ask them to cooperate with me?
But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
I don't need it. I only wanted you to help me with the Hardy Boys.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else?
Let's change the subject.
By all means, Harry. What's on your mind?
We're gonna not talk. God, you're a scumbag. Alright. So, So, am I... Cool. So I will come back to that, but I need every point of authority I can get for this. Titus has something he can share with me. I still don't think they did it. Come on. Run, Harry. You can do it, buddy. Also, save constantly, as this is definitely something that will crash. I've got money for rent, but I wonder if there's any more permanent solutions. Rent. When I become a homeowner, I mean, I've forgotten where my previous home was, so maybe I can get a new one. All right, Titus.
It's you again. What is it?
Must be nice to have a job where you can just sit in a diner and drink beer at 8 a.m. in the morning. All right, 28%. Let's see how much I can do. Me and Everard talked. He promised you'd cooperate.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it? Lawman.
Yeah.
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You gonna go and tell on us?
Very mature, gentlemen. Everard sent word, right?
Yeah. I heard him. Now, fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if it wasn't for the boss man's word. Let me state this very clearly, Capo. Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my boys, Hardy boys. How may we assist you?
Explosive laughter follows. To his men, Titus Hardy is a golden god. They want to laugh at his jokes even before they leave his lips. This guy is a born leader. But having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
I found someone who saw the hanging. A witness.
A witness? You ain't got shit. The locals would never come to you with this.
That's just tactics, Titus. Next, he's gonna tell you one of us already rolled on the others, and is in witness protection.
My witness isn't a local.
Well, let's hear it then. Who is your mystery fella?
This goes without saying, but nonetheless, don't give out his name.
I have his address and everything. Wow. Who he is irrelevant.
It's like you said, Al. Copper's coming up with this on the spot. There is no witness.
I've seen this shit a million times, Titus. Fly fishing. They are desperate. Tell us, Copper, what wacky claims did he make?
The witness said it all looked like a surreal play.
That means absolutely nothing to me. Sounds like some made-up horse shit.
It means the whole scene was long and drawn out, like it was from a film.
What is this fella's problem? Sorry we didn't make it more action-packed. It wasn't the first thing on our minds, you see?
Shanky. It's Shanky, right? I thought there's something wrong about the lynching story. Now I know there was.
You don't know shit.
I know you are lying, Shanky.
You didn't break this wagon fort, but you did manage to rattle the people inside a bit.
The witness said the hanging went down very quietly. No shouting, no commotion.
It's you assholes that feel the need to go around like a fucking brass band. The Hardy Boys are dead silent.
Yeah, it's like they put cowbells on you before they send you to the streets. What's with the cowbells, policeman?
They're avoiding having to answer this question.
I'd imagined you guys drinking and singing lynching songs. What's with the funeral silence?
We were drinking, weren't we, guys? I hit the bottle hard. I was drunk as fuck.
Right, I'm convinced, Glenn. Nothing off here. Just a regular hanging.
Bullseye. Glenn looks around uncomfortably. The lieutenant hit a nerve.
The witness said he saw 2 people of Areopagite descent and 1 Mesk.
Arabagite? Boss, I think he's trying to say me and Theo.
Well, yeah. What is confusing you? Eugene, Theo, and Elaine were there, too. I already told you. We were all there. Great witness.
So much bluster to hide the fact that they're uncomfortable with you having this info.
I talked to Joyce. The merc you hanged. His friends are coming for you.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Crenell.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
They're forming some kind of tribunal. They're coming for you.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us. And Glenn. Glenn is fucking crazy.
Yeah, a well-oiled murder machine.
Mercenaries are armed with automatic weapons.
We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zila guns.
Hey!
Glenn's
How are you, Carla?
got a knock cannon at home.
Will they pierce ceramic armor?
I guess we're gonna see, aren't we?
That was an unsure phrasing.
Oh, it's going fantastic, Carla. Thank you. For your sake, I hope you're right.
Right about what? That a 50 caliber bullet goes through shit? Yeah, I am.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay?
I mean, okay. You got this. You've got numbers.
Goddamn right we do. We done it before. Ain't that right, fellas?
Fuck yeah, we have. Battle-hardened urban soldiers, man. We got the guns and the reserves.
Yeah, we got reserves. We can call in reinforcements.
This guy will be the first one to bail.
I'm going to establish authority. 92%. How bad could it go?
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar?
Where have I seen this before?
You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men, sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time.
I get it, Titus. You guys really are the authority around here.
Huh?
You must be. You're just like real cops, drinking beer and sitting around with your dicks in your hand.
You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
I'm also a big fan of beer. Wow. Instead of helping people. Wow, that's an answer.
You saying we don't help people? I've been doing this job for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffiti removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick. Just don't antagonize him. You have this already.
Not about who did it. It's about the victim. She needs help.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.
You wanna help her, cop? Fine.
Hey, Carla! Thank you
but you
so
treat
much
her with
for the
respect.
follow. I appreciate that.
If you don't, if you question her, harass her, a freight train of pain, buddy.
What is her name?
Glacia, I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags, a real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. That's Amonju with an O-U.
Shit. The girl. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop.
That's going to be awkward.
Oh, it's her! It's definitely her! It's Miss Oranje, disco dancer!
Well, thank you. I appreciate the help and support. Lasse?
Yeah, blonde, tall, 2 rooms over from yours.
Lasse Amandu. Cool.
You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow.
I don't understand what's so cool here.
Nothing. We just have a few more questions. Then we'll be on our way.
Whatever you do not tell him you know her. That would sound off, calm, normal. Try to forget this little hiccup.
Thank you. We'll talk to her.
Remember what I said. Freight train of pain.
Cool. Well, we have another thing to do. And, so you want to talk. Okay, that seems like a good next step.
Officer, what was that?
What was what?
You looked strange when he mentioned the assault victim's name. Do you know that woman?
Yes, I do.
Is there something I should know before we talk to her?
Whatever you do, don't say the first thing.
I met her in the hallway after I woke up.
Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday.
She knows I didn't remember being a cop.
Okay, that's manageable.
I tried to hit on her.
Understood.
Better not to add anything. Better not to add anything to that.
What else did you do?
That's it. Nothing. Let's move on.
We'll be alright, officer. This is nothing.
You feel fortified by his assurance. It's going to be all right. Is it though? Nothing? You're still in for a bumpy ride here. Try not to mess it up.
Okay. So that solves that. Let's clear another item, and before we go talk to her, let's take a look at the new area that in theory we've unlocked. Where's your car, my friend?
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Did you find out more about the owner of the armored boots, please?
Sorry, sir. I still haven't heard back from the database people. Try calling again later. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Really? I'm done with the radio for now.
57, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering.
That's a little bit disappointing. Okay, file Monday. Alright, well, let's cross the bridge. Maybe I can steal another man's salami. Ah, okay, we have people. Gentlemen, are you going to allow me through? No? Can I talk to these guys? Okay, you're useless for now, so let's go after something else that I was curious about. I don't feel up to talking to Classy yet. I'm saying her name wrong. I have no idea how to say it properly. I want to know what's back there.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
Well, you're the owner of a store.
I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
She has fine-tuned her voice to find the most welcoming approach for attracting new customers. It doesn't work.
The girl outside mentioned this place is cursed.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir.
What in God's name is she talking about?
Your daughter's the one standing outside the store, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post, doing her job like a proper girl?
Oh, yes, of course.
Wonderful! Did you talk to her?
Yes.
Great! On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
Oh, she's certainly very polite and helpful.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
All this pressure's been really made her anxious. You know, she's been chewing her nails.
God! Ugh! I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life.
A part of hers, too, clearly.
I don't think she could do anything about it.
She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
What you're doing is wrong. Even I know that, and I usually don't know anything.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change. She's looking for one, but there simply aren't any good arguments for being an asshole.
I win.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
Rhea, VTuber, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that muchly.
It sounds like both the husband
I am
and
fantastic.
the mother treat her the way she treats Annette.
You sound like Annette to your husband and your mother. Actually, no, I'm not going to be sassy to this woman. She's struggling too. I'm just going to nod compassionately.
Yes, sometimes it's better to let people come to these conclusions themselves.
Is she an only child?
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have
my
afforded more
streaming's going
children, really.
fantastic.
Not in this economy.
I'm solving crimes. Why not?
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand.
Ouch, that's gonna hurt.
I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand.
She told me she doesn't go to school anymore?
She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course.
I probably will after I beat this one.
I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education.
Definitely will
She
stream
be
other
back in
games
school
at some
the moment
point,
the
but
store takes off.
I have a murder to solve first.
And hell freezes over? Never mind. It's not a good topic to get into.
Alright, I had something else in mind.
The woman looks aloof. Her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
Well, what if I wanted to buy a book?
Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why
Not
stop?
long, Freya. How
Don't
long have I
you
been into
feel
streaming?
compelled?
Not long. I've been just
Go.
doing it as a little
Go.
bit of a hobby.
Get back there. The books await you.
I'll take another look at those books.
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
Farewell for now. Okay, can you tell me about this curse?
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
You just can't win. Out of the rain and into the gutter.
Because I don't really need any customized stuff right now. Yeah. Maybe if I get more followers, I might decide to do that, but right now I'm good. What are you missing here? Why does this feel familiar?
Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Oh, we've met before.
Yes, I used to stand out there all the time before Mother told me to focus on my homework. You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir, apologizing to everyone. I don't really understand what you've done wrong.
Did I ever talk to you?
Of course, you've stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you.
What do you mean better? I look like shit.
Yeah, but you don't have party eyes anymore.
Party eyes?
Party eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense.
I'm not surprised children have seen you running around with party eyes on, he thinks. Not
Party
at all.
eyes?
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed.
Oh, okay.
It certainly looks odd
I know
on
what
a
you
man.
mean.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too. Good thing she didn't say party eyes loud. Her mother's nearby. Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy.
That mean I've been partaking in narcotics?
Oh, baby. That's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
Thanks, I've learned something about myself today.
I'm glad I could help you, sir.
What are you doing now?
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Better than standing outside in the cold, I guess.
It's true.
Oh, I found something while you were away.
What is it?
I thought this would fit you.
Oh.
Like, thanks for helping out.
Alright.
Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does.
Where'd you get it?
Just what Dick Mullen would ask. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there.
Oh. A detective hat?
Yes, just like the one Dick Mullen wears all the time. You'll look way more serious with that. Right, I have to get back to my homework now, before Mum notices. Man,
I'm
this
good for
is
now,
hard.
Freya. I'm really not looking for artwork. Thank you, though. I appreciate the offer. Okay, bye. See you around, Annette. Did you give me a hat? Anything this wide-brimmed hat looks even better. Oh, this is okay. I'm in. Yeah, I look like a real detective now.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Let's save, and let's just try to walk through the curtain and see what happens.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
What's behind the curtains?
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
I'm gonna pull them open.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
This is about the curse? That's why you're afraid?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
Oh, this is different. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
The curtains do seem frail suddenly, not robust enough to contain a slippery darkness.
You can't stop me. I'll open them.
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say. There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
All right. What?
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Why are you so uptight about these curtains?
I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
If it's just a storage room, then why does it have a Seminese ward protecting it?
It's just for decoration. Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed. Just like Annette said, they don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
Host of hosts, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the curtains. Take it easy. You've broken her resistance. Pushing her further will gain nothing.
How does this curse manifest itself?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
Didn't that curtain just move?
I'm a little confused. What does that mean?
Everyone knows that all the previous companies in this building have sooner or later declared bankruptcy, and their malicious spirits are still here, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Sounds familiar.
What does it mean?
Truly so? Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous.
Have you sought help from anyone?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists, and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards. The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though now I fear it's not enough.
Is your pendant part of the wards as well?
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books.
I know bookstore owners can be a little bit much sometimes, but that is...
There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people.
It does. Would you like me to take the case? I can investigate, see if the curse is real.
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective.
Ooh. Convinced her to let you investigate the doomed commercial area. 92%. I'll take it.
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Ma'am, I'm here to help. I've handled paranatural situations before.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
I sense the psychic emanations from afar. The sleeper beyond calls out.
I'm not sure I can trust your claims. Honestly, you look like a bit of a drinker. I'm sorry for being so blunt, but...
The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook. Go ahead then. Rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
I admit I've had my share of drinks, but only because the spectral realm is parapsychologically taxing.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
Your words brought me here in the first place. The Seminese blood also runs through me.
You're part Seminese. Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere chance. The hand of fate guides us. But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
No problem whatsoever. Your family is safe. The phantoms are no match for me.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it?
On my honor.
Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Ooh, the entity?
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
Of course, the entity, for I've sensed its presence.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
Not the passage between heaven and hell, of course.
Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin. What you discover? Probably just some office space. Don't be scared.
The office space can be terrifying. Alright, let's go back there.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Let's pull them open.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh!
What we got in here? Ghostly silhouettes of hairdryers. So this used to be a barber shop. Okay.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Unlock the door, then.
After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room. You feel the tiny hairs on the back of your neck rise up, as if someone's standing right behind you.
Touch the back of your neck.
Outside, the wind howls in from across the bay. The building at Rue de Saint-Ghislain stands like a matchbox on its side, with men inside, like little wooden sticks, ready to catch fire. A panicking woman squeezes the pendant around her neck. until it leaves a mark inside her palm. A man, a few meters away, stands frozen with a key in his hand. Somewhere inside, a spider is spinning its web.
Someday when I run another D&D game, I'm using a gimmick like that. That would be fun to mess with the players. Okay, this is an old gym. Cool. What have you got to say, Kim?
What is this place?
I think this may be the Armentep's boxing club for young athletes.
I think you're right, though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
Let's just keep going.
Sounds good.
Ooh. Vitius Fortis. Okay. Feels like leather and sweat. Delightful.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard. Why does it feel so familiar?
The trap. There's no collars on the barbell.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
A bastard would just remove the collars.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Where's my flashlight? Ooh, that's expensive. But I can use a shot. That'll get me most of a day's rent. All right. Anything else in here? Doesn't appear so. What about through here? Old window panes and debris. Remains of the 24-hour window repair shop. What do we got over here? Image and envelope, strange liquid. Ah. What do I want? I'm gonna go reaction speed. That feels important. Your ship rotor's covered with spider webs. Mannequin, okay. Could use more money. Solve it. Can I get back there? Ooh, I can. Okay.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Inspect the drawings.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic.
Wax magic, alright.
Translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin, and even ether Welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? You should adopt one of those Welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a Welkin.
A Welkin?
One of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Examine the Welkin. This is important.
It's Vara Hamira, a high Welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
Why would anyone spend so much time on this?
Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many... no. Well, this has been educational, but let's move on from the Welkins.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
And for what? All gone.
What about the photos?
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine. A much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, the heat-death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe.
Is this just somebody's D&D game?
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid. The grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
Reading, what happened?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, see the prod schedule filament for details.
Inspect the notes.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans. Call in, tune out, Wirral Untethered, and Heat Death of the Universe. The full text reads, Heat Death of the Universe is the new black. Another note says, the biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s. Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise.
Someone's doomed. Tried to sell an RPG and it didn't work out. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. Okay. What's this?
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Hold on, how do I know what Kadran mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization.
What's that?
Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
What am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
So we're dealing with something medical here? No, we're not.
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled The Game Master Frequency. A note says,
it's
this one can
D&D by
listen in on any
radio.
station
His
it
friends
wants.
play it at home. Cool. Who's the game master?
Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people.
That's cool.
A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency.
It's a game. Who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Ilmara. All of this is gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Why do you say that?
The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
There was stuff back here before I go through that door. A hallway over here. Oh God, there's so much. Hello. A box. Loot.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
You think I should turn it on?
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
What's the worst that can happen? Press the button.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Let's look inside.
It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected.
This is where the memory should go.
I see. Press play?
Nothing happens.
Press print?
Nothing happens.
Play again.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Well, that's... Again, what do you want?
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
It's just a failed business. The only question is, what the hell were they making?
Yes, that is the question. It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
How are they planning to do that?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the Game Master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
Anyone ever done this before?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
This is so meta. I love it.
Not in Revachol West, among the ruins.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
And this was a role-playing game?
Indeed. Those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
Well, what do you think happened to the company?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
They were insane if they thought they could do this.
Yes, especially in here. Okay, let's keep moving.
Okay, let's go back this way. Back in here. This office space. Oh! I bet you this goes in the thing.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
Let's put the production schedule in.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Play.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter?
No, I'm pretty sure it's a video of a guy's doomed RPG.
The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good morning. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
What's the production schedule?
The filament you have inserted into the reader.
You mean the glowing thing I put inside?
Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Password? Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved. You should ask her for a hint.
I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint?
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why did you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Have any other information about this company, pray tell?
One moment. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
Society for Creative Anachronism?
That's not bad.
So conceptual. And what's that, this interactive call-in radio game?
Any other questions?
Are you a machine or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian Repeater Station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark. Doesn't it get lonely, sitting there all by herself?
Doesn't it get lonely doing this job?
Lonely? Why would it get lonely? I get to talk to people all day.
That's why she does this.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Votre Accident.
That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. Cast.
We're gonna leave that. Door or hallway? I don't know why I'm saving right after an autosave, but this game has made me incredibly paranoid. Alright, let's move on. Let's do hallway first. Oh, that goes upstairs. We're not going that way yet. Let's clear this floor first. What's through here? Oh, wow. What a mess. That's something.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy?
What is this thing? It looks like a giant ice bear.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Relax, Kim. It's a fridge.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. Let's take a look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Take the note from the door, naturally.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
One of your ice cream wrappers?
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Wow. What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
We tried to sell ice cream from this hyper-carnivore?
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
What's the note say?
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
Let's read it.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sully Swaff.
Wonder who wrote this note.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe they had to leave in a hurry.
That's a plausible hypothesis.
And what's a filament memory?
It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer.
And who's the illiterate ginger kid?
Really? You don't have a single guess?
You mean Kuno?
Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
Have you any idea where the frozen ice cream maker could be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Wait. Oh, it's a cassette case, which I don't care about. Okay, let's, So they said the monster lives in the furnace. That looks like a furnace. So I'm going to... Yeah, we're going to make sure she's the last thing, or he or she is the last thing I deal with it. Up the stairs first over here. Actually, no. Let's not. I'm indecisive today. Let's go see what happens here.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
What is this thing? Is it a furnace?
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
Look inside.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs. The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
What are you doing?
I'm not sure, Kim, but I think I can hear someone talking upstairs.
Wait, really? You should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
I'm gonna smear my hands with coal just for fun.
A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. You feel the spirit of Ramut Karzai, ancient hero of Grad, pulsing through you. All that's left is to cover your face in war paint.
Sure.
3 dangerous stripes appear onto your cheeks, telling stories of your wild soul.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Yes, it was.
Let's go upstairs and see what we find. Okay. Who's in a melting pot of snow? This was recent. Oh, come on. Someone was here very, very recently. What's in here?
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This must be where the entity lives. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here.
Let's knock.
What an odd thing to do. Nothing happens.
Knocking it harder.
Still nothing. No one's home. Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now.
There must be another way to wake up whoever is in there. Maybe we can try yelling into the furnace downstairs.
That seems like a plan. I like it.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Oh, it's only a 2. That's not a good thing.
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Hello?
You've awakened the entity.
Hello, are you there? Speak to me.
Hello? Did you say anything? can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
I've noticed he alternates between calling me officer and detective. I wonder what that means. Oh. Excellent. This tray is full of dice, colorful polyhedral dice. Hundreds of them. Is this a dice goblin? Lovely.
Hello, I'm Nia. Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Milius. So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
What do you mean by milieu?
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these. Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
You must have me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
Sure, I like role-playing games and I need some dice.
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set, unless you want something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shelves like stalagmites. This person means you, or no one else, absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly. No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need.
How did you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Do you like role-playing games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items. She's thankful for the security they provide her.
What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the whirling and rag? Where are we anyway?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know. But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
You know what happened to the other tenants?
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind.
There used to be a hair salon here.
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad.
What's wrong with a bit of experimenting?
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club, a community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
And who was Artemitep?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Maybe that's what Kuno needs.
Kuno. Who's Kuno?
The little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth. Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard. I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
How did the community project work out?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
Oof. It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
I got a level that I just didn't use. Yeah, I do. How'd that happen?
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
What's with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias. Who would have guessed?
What's the snuff milieu?
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
A shame about those windows. I'm not even going to ask about that milieu.
Yeah, don't.
Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs. Anything else?
Found some creepy mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
Insect rights activists?
The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
But insects don't have any brains or feelings.
Actually, insects do have brains, but yes, I understand what you're saying. I think the protesters took it a little too far.
As she shifts around, you notice several dead flies on the windowsill in front of her. Legs up. They're not moving.
Anything else?
What's with the rotor blades and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money. Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
Interesting. What do his transmissions say?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
They were just props. Why return them?
I found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
She liked them.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean by that?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times. They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
Really? They must have been on a gigantic ego trip.
That's what I thought. Because when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep up new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
She's right. Showing up to work on time is important.
You're right. They should have tried harder. They had everything they needed to succeed.
Still, not everyone is going to make it. That's the nature of the game.
The result is 1 on a 20-sided die.
Oh, beautiful.
The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Anything else?
There was a terrifying taxidermied bear in the cellar.
Oh boy, the fabled Revo ICT. You're in for a treat here. The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Indeed. What were the other ideas?
What were their other ideas?
There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb
Booth
their
babes.
bored magazine browsing.
E3, thousands of years ago.
Sounds like she really didn't like those girls. Fritta does the same thing.
I don't really have an opinion on employing teens. I just want to know, did it work out for the business?
It didn't. Occasionally the girls had their friends over, which doubled the amount of hairspray, skin problems and mood swings behind the counter. And they already had the bear.
What about the bear?
The bear.
Didn't work out?
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Ravishell ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
It's the marketing doing its job.
Maybe, because the taxidermist who made the bear definitely wasn't. Doing his job, I mean.
How come?
He said that the bear was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. Called it Megatherion.
Sounds cool.
Megatherion?
Megatherion, a mega wild beast.
What's a mega wild beast, pray tell?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life. By telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
The horrific necktie tightens around your neck, strangely excited. But it doesn't feel particularly fun this time around.
I don't have a comment.
Understandable. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
Have I wrangled my horrible necktie into submission?
Little sparkling embers under the window. Outside it's light. Light scatters from the low-hanging cloud cover. There's always the threat of snow.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
I found the building's intercom, but it's not working.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then.
Are you telling me that the doorbell with the empty name card was yours?
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
Saw a name East Delta Pinball on the doorbell.
Right. It used to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure. Before my time. I'm not surprised, however. My advice? Don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, fluorography, trick-track, especially pinball.
Agreed. Pinball is the worst.
Oh, Kim.
His disdain for pinball could not be clearer.
I have a few more questions about the building, please.
Sure, I'm listening.
Actually, I had other questions.
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
I heard this place is cursed. Do you know what the people call it the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
Oh, Plaisance is the one who sent me. She's convinced the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Oh, the bookstore isn't doing that well. There's hardly any customers, and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Oh, the whirling is part of the doomed commercial area?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East of the Commerce Central project.
Well, it's still a separate building.
And then there is me. I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
I'll be the first to admit there's many inconsistencies in this so-called curse.
I was just about to ask, what do you think? Do you think the curse is real?
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
Starting to see that there is no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see. Plaisance is not going to like what you have to tell her.
Oh, that's fine. What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the whirling in rags? Let's make this super unpleasant.
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
What do you mean by the daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the whirling's backyard. During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
Do you often work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people. But I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
And you never took your eyes off the work to look out the window?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness.
It's light here, but dark in the yard at night.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
I see. Thank you for your answers.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
Wow, you work hard.
I do?
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
I guess I do.
Oh, yeah. Like a horse, a workhorse, for hard work.
What hard work do I do? Exactly.
Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
Yeah, I ride. A little.
A little? You make money. You got gills, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop, and a sprinter, and a money printer.
I mean, yeah, I did take that bribe from that Joyce woman.
Oh yeah, you took that bribe hard. You're a killer.
And I got that giant novelty check.
Wasn't easy getting that giant novelty check from Everard. Took some ingenuity to get into the harbor, but you got in, and you took that bribe as hard as any cop's taken it.
And then there's pawning stuff off to that suspicious Roy guy.
Yeah, you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style.
Guess I've made some gills?
Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest?
I have.
Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich?
No.
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
System is broken.
Boo-hoo. The system is broken. The establishment
I got an achievement for being a commie.
Down. That's not the fuck yeah attitude you're used to. What is this? Why are you so poor?
I don't know. Why am I so poor?
Because of the taxes. G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gotham estate that is Revachol?
Thought there were no taxes.
You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax. This tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus, there's the stuff people in other countries pay for that makes them ask for more money from you here. The Gotham estate's a myth. In total, the coalition government is taking 98% of all your money.
Are you sure? That seems like a pretty big number.
What are you not sure about? They're milking your nipples till they bleed. Can't you see? Aren't you sick and tired of having bloody nipples?
I guess I'm a free market fundamentalist now.
Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people. Keep it real. Keep it street. Keep foaming at the mouth furiously on the tax issue.
No, I need that empathy, thank you. Let's finish up White Morning. And what else to get? A postcard. Still need the flashlight. And I can go back to Plaisance to tell her that she's paranoid.
Yes?
Nothing. Nothing else in here. I'm guessing those are her snow boots. I'm gonna take that so it doesn't fly? Or doesn't get stolen.
Tiles on the cube. The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Plus it's expensive. If I really need cash, well, I can get quite a bit from that. It's a practical decision. Anything else? There's nothing here. I'm not trying to lift up that weight. I had a heart attack trying to get my necktie. So that bunch of friends you asking me to do. Wow. Let's get rid of the flashlight. My concern being if this conversation with Plaisance could crash my game out of her sheer rage.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
The dark sarcophagus.
Yes, yes. How was it?
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
A dump. Nothing to see there, just heaps of garbage. Someone should let the sunshine in.
But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity?
I talked to the entity you told me about. Her name is Neha, and she's a novelty dice maker.
A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
No, ma'am. I have felt her aura. She's not the one to blame for this curse. She's not a... Actually, no, she's not a sorceress or a malicious entity. She's a businesswoman like you.
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
The narrative she's built herself. It does need tearing down. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her. To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire.
She says there is no curse because there's too many inconsistencies.
Too many inconsistencies? What kind of talk is that?
Good luck persuading her. Some people can rationalize anything.
First, you're one of those inconsistencies.
I am not doing as well as it looks like I am. I only have my Simonese wards to thank for the protection they provide.
As I said, she's a novelty dice maker. Her business has been up and running for a long time now.
Yes, because her business consists of the psychic leech that's been feeding the curse. I see that you've fallen for her manipulation, Detective. The investigation is over. I just hope that you haven't made anything worse by going in there. Thank you for nothing. Please, do buy some books, or be on your way.
Wow. Total psychic collapse between you two right now. There was never any other way this could have gone. She's just too far gone into her own mind.
I am sorry we had to disappoint you, ma'am. Can we go now?
Farewell for now. Let's build up visual calculus. Okay, let's go talk to the victim, and then let's go exploring on a new area. There's no way this doesn't go poorly. Absolutely no way.
The door is closed.
Well, let's knock.
Who is it?
Tired. Controlled.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. You could snoop around before going up.
I really don't have a way to snoop around, so let's go right in. Oh, I can snoop around. Oh, she's been here a while. See the yard. Okay, so she can see the yard outside. Excellent.
This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked, one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there.
Look at the toothbrush.
It's been used quite a lot.
And what about the medications?
Pharmaceuticals line the shelves. Sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners.
Quite the collection.
Anything of note?
Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads, Nacra. Nacra? This is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around.
Nacra, opioid antagonist.
Interesting. That's used for diamorphine overdoses.
Still have time?
This medicine cabinet is among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gotwaldian. Marked red blister packs. You
Nope. Bed has been hastily made. Okay. Astromenethol. Astraven looks like a hedgehog. Alright, cute.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air. The wind brushes them off the roof.
Welcome to the roof.
Her hair is still slick from the shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Nice view you've got here.
It's much nicer now.
Where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof, but no longer.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
There is something in her light brown eyes, a sadness, when she thinks about the death of that man.
You mentioned a cleaning lady. I think I need one.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
No, I just trashed the place.
I know. That's probably also why the cleaning lady quit.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
Have I ever? Have you grown accustomed to your role as a police officer?
Once a cop, always a cop.
Like riding a cop-a-cycle.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult.
What's your name, miss, for the record?
Clausier Amondou.
Same name that Titus gave you. It sounds Oranese, as does her accent. Her birthmarks also signal Oranje. You don't know why, but Oranese girls tend to come speckled with them.
You from Orange?
Right, sir. Vredefort, Republic of Oranje. I guess you could say I am an Oranese expatriate.
What do you do, miss?
Something stupid.
Oh, what's that?
Oranese lit.
Oranese lit?
Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university. Back to me.
Thank you for the record.
The record. So official.
They tell us you've been through something difficult.
Something difficult? I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean?
Were you sexually assaulted, miss?
By sexually assaulted, you mean raped?
Yes.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered.
And what does that mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I can't say that stuff about him.
What?
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, if they want to jazz up the charges, You'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
What the fuck?
By they, she means the Hardy Boys.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
What did happen between you and the victim?
We partied.
What kind of partying? The kind I do?
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
I didn't know that was physically possible.
Oh, it is. You're still alive.
Oh, Jesus.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
This is an unexpected turn.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
Were feelings involved? No, you were lovers?
I guess you can say that, yes. A bit. Lovers is such an emotional word. But there was something there. We did enough drugs for there to be.
Jesus.
How did you two meet?
Downstairs. At the bar. He was on some sort of assignment. A military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
She appears aloof, but that scar part, the scary, is stressed and drawn out. What's that about? Apprehension? With longing. She misses him.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
It must have been hard for you, seeing him there.
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Jackpot.
Okay, the call reporting the hanging, that was you?
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Understood.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Revachol, miss.
The caller's voice was disguised.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Nicked it how?
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
So, she's God's mystery foam cutter.
Okay, that solves another mystery. And raises so many more fucking questions. And in the process, you broke the landline downstairs.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
Jigsaw falling into place. This is satisfying. Good catch. I appreciate the symmetry.
Why go through all the trouble then?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the Union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
Okay, what can you tell me about him? Name, eyes, age?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know. Hair.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
Jesus.
She meant she sees him in her dreams.
Say nothing here.
You pissed it all away. All of it. Elysium.
What did they hang him for, if not a sexual assault?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
And his role in this strike was... what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. but I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
I don't believe... Okay. How do the Hardy Boys know you?
They're frequent guests downstairs. They have a booth for union members. They're probably down there now.
And how did you meet?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Did you party?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
Which one?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him?
Don't mention it.
Don't be tactful. She doesn't care.
Titus asked you to spice things up for us?
Pretty much.
Warming them.
I feel like an asshole for asking this.
I'm 89% sure.
Got it. 89% is good enough.
Cool.
She sincerely thinks it's very cool of you.
Thanks for telling us all of this.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
As he says so, you feel the young woman looking at you and get a feeling you can't quite put your finger on. A suspicion?
I have something else before we go. A little thing.
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
Let's return to this later,
Why
actually.
not? I'll be here until 11 p.m., drinking coffee, most likely.
Okay. Kim, what have you got?
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
You think this will make them cooperate?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Why did she tell us all that?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
I'm not sure she had to lie. I wouldn't have known.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
Something is off here.
You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough.
Okay. Okay. So we'll come back later.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo. Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface.
This window was recently replaced.
Looks like it, yes.
Interesting. I don't know why, but... Okay. Let's go have another unpleasant conversation with the Hardys. Actually, let's... Crash protection. Titus?
It's you again. What is it?
Classy says she wasn't raped.
Fuck! I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
Oh, you're a piece of shit, buddy.
You've hit a nerve. Titus is furious. No, more than that. The loyal Titus feels betrayed.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch.
I hate
you
all
know
of
the
these
type.
guys.
She's fucked up.
This is a diversion. Stay on track.
What are you talking about? She was very loose. Cut the bullshit. She told me the truth.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her. And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking...
Hit you. Duck.
Titus Hardy!
Success. Titus backs off. Fists down, everybody.
Thank you. I don't think I could survive that.
Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic quality. Her lips barely move as she speaks. Frankly, it's a bit terrifying.
I agree.
Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape.
On tape? Okay.
Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad. Listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters. A mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to.
Why should I care about the tape? You lied to me.
You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you a cop for, then?
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking keeping a score on their bulletin boards.
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about.
There's a lot of questions. If you ask them now, they'll just keep bringing up the tape. Listen to it, and they'll have nothing to hide behind.
So what's on this tape?
What's on it? We call it the Dorgun Mega Mix. You'll know why. Won't you listen to it?
Okay, and where did you get this tape?
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that.
So you bugged them?
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff.
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
Which one of you is doing this advanced radio work, then?
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there.
So it's him.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit.
And where can I listen to this?
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving it up your ass, genius?
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken.
That's enough for now. I'll get back to the investigation.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy.
Fine, I'll listen to it.
You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
It's gonna take off now. Oh, okay. Okay. What unpleasantness did I learn? Oh, we're not reading it out loud. And the little guy gets smaller and smaller as you rise above the dollhouse world. You see him out in the snow, on the streets, in the shop on the corner, and finally, in a matchbox house, sitting by the window, white flowers on the windowsill. Smell them up here, it's awful. A white morning, a modern death, divorce, or something similar. All you can do is put more distance between you and him, make him smaller, make him less like you. Okay, it actually lets me zoom out further. That is an interesting mechanical benefit. None of these really look interesting. I'm going to keep that one, actually. Okay, let's listen to the Door Gunner Mega Mix. That sounds fun. Don't judge me, Kim.
The compact tape player is still and silent. Seems it has completely broken down now. The machine was made in Revachol by a company called Le Mercier. Their logo depicts the triple-towered Delta skyline. It was supposedly built to last.
This would have been very helpful with the Megamix, but it isn't anymore.
Any ideas?
My Kinema only comes with radio. Let's try to find a new tape player. Perhaps we should talk to Roy at the pawn shop. He has stuff.
Good idea. Okay. So it's noon. Let's go check and see if the other area opened up now before I continue on. Let's run past the pawn shop. Oh, let's see if I can get this dude's name. Been a couple hours yet.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone,
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Still no word, I'm afraid, sir. I know it must be frustrating.
Really?
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
I'm done.
57's... Oh.
In the cabin, you see...
Okay. I would like a victim name. That feels important. Oh, hey! The bridge is... No, it's still up.
A couple of indicator lights are missing from this control panel. Loose wires dangle from the now vacant holes. In the middle is a lever. Beneath it, a small metal plaque.
Pull the lever.
You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the metal connects against the contact pins, you hear a loud clunk. Then, the water lock starts moving.
Handy.
All right, we can go to the coast now. Expect rugged terrain and drunks. And if you wanted to forge that document for Evrard, now you can.
I'd like to. All right, let's do the pawn shop first, and then we'll go back. Let's be efficient in our routing. Hi, Roy.
Hello again. How can I help you?
typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Why is there a streetlight here?
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly,
That's
but
interesting.
persistently. This would make quite a statement in your living room.
Is that a streetlight?
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
Where did you get this?
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
Definitely is.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Looking for something to play the tape.
A tape? We have boom boxes for sale that will play it. Check the shelves.
Okay.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well-loved and well-traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved.
Well, Stereo 8 approves of it. It must be good.
This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Are you sure this is all in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. The stereo... can I play a tape on one of the boom boxes real quick?
Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now.
Fair enough. This Stereo 8 approved machine here
is the Harman Welsh W2. Made in Vespa. Designed in Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
Can I get a discount on this boombox? A police discount?
A discount? I do have to keep the lights on, man. It's 12 real.
Remember, he doesn't like music. He likes sounds. The Door Gunner Megamix is his type of tape. Certainly, he'd give you a discount if he knew you'd play something so experimental.
I'm not just doing any police work, my man. I've got the Door Gunner Megamix here, an era-defining work. Let's do 4 real.
4 real is offensively low, but just this once. For the music, concrete, cop.
Did I just make an art cop? Alright, thanks for the discount, man. Here's the money for the boombox.
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Excellent. Oh no, that was handy. Oh, it looks... Oh, I love it. I absolutely adore it. If there ever is an opportunity to cosplay this character, Harry Dubois. What is that music? That is the look you want, with a giant orange boombox and a plastic bag full of bottles and cans. Okay. I have 2 cassettes, don't I? Oh, it's empty. Let's interact it.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader.
Play the tape.
You push Command Set, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachon. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalsund crane.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style.
Everyone in this game, aside from Kim, is incredibly unpleasant.
Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arete on your portal reel. The tape stops spinning.
What was that at the very end? Silence?
End of recording.
What do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
I agree. He also sounded inebriated.
Still.
There's more going on here than we know.
Who's this Corty?
One of the other mercenaries, I think. The one he was talking to. A friend of his?
What's Kohoi?
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
I see, you think he was there?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. We would need to know the story of this man's service.
A symbol of soldier of the apocalypse style conduct in a civil environment.
Okay then, what now?
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's a Friday night. The contrast feels chilly, inappropriate to you.
Yeah, that's a thing. Okay. Alright, let's go. Let's do. Let's go south. Thank you for your work, gentlemen. Radio relay. Ooh, loose change. Abandoned motor lorries. Okay. Down here. Breaker box to power the radio pylon above you. Thank you. Ratting, so they fish here, obviously. It's a side area, that makes perfect sense to me. Okay. I feel like I'm missing something. I definitely am. Oh, yes, here we are. Here's an entrance. Someone has broken down the fence and the barbed wire. Oh, what do we have here? Bottle drained of all its booze.
A banged-up motor carriage lies half-submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the Insulindian Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and the engine remain visible. It must be cold and lonely down there, in the icy water.
This my car? Carriage into sea. Where did this come from?
My guess is it started its journey from the plaza, where it backed through the fence.
Let's investigate.
I agree. We should definitely investigate.
You get a sudden, sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the deep, dark, cold water. Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. Some motor carriages are bound to end up in the sea.
Run your hand over the cold metal.
The motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would require a team of specialists.
What's the make of this MC?
The logo is too deep in the murky water. You can't make it out, but you do see a monkfish float by.
A monkfish? Even the wildlife is unpleasant. Alright, how long's it been here?
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. My guess is it's been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
Oh.
The estimate is correct. The incident probably occurred on Sunday evening.
Looks like Jacob Er's journey came to an abrupt end here.
Your mocking tone finds no response, but the motion of the waves.
Gloating, this is serious.
Yes, quite.
What should we do now?
Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside.
Great idea. Then we can get the things inside. The joyrider must have left something good inside. Guns, papers, maybe a cool jacket. A joyrider jacket. A joyrider jacket. You feel a strange connection to this joyrider. Maybe he's from some kind of joyriders district and likes blue and white racing livery, like a cop would.
How long would it take for the low tide to come in?
I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
Yeah, let's sit in a swing and wait for the tide to recede.
As you sit down in the old, rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent. The hinges creak under your weight, dangerously so. Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage in the sea.
Whistle a tune.
The tune on your lips forms a strange yet undeniably beautiful contrast with the surrounding bleakness. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. Then, still looking straight ahead, he joins you with a higher pitched and slightly more melodic trill. Two birds on a wire, whistling by the seaside, looking at the water and a sunken car. The wind blows. In the distance, behind the church, some vagrants are having an argument over a bag of tear they found in the reeds. Further away, a flock of seagulls lands. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed. Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
Wow. I am not racist. The tide is sure taking its sweet time.
I believe it's following a pattern set millions of years ago by cosmic forces. But I suppose it could move quicker, yes?
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
You think I'll ever find my gun?
God, I hope so.
The put enough time into eating right and exercising, I could turn myself into a living weapon.
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Can you make out the mark now?
Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since we arrived. I find it odd that you haven't. It's a Capri, Model 40. It is a simple and rugged machine, favored by working men, government offices, firefighters, animal control people. You know, those kinds of people.
Is that a number on the side?
Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for?
It's as if he knows what it stands for, but wants you to say it. It's pedagogical. Does he know something about the driver of this vehicle?
Oh God, no.
I'm sorry, Harry. I'm so sorry.
41. Precinct 41. A massive pit opens up in your stomach, and the most terrible feeling comes over you. No. Just nope. Say no to this, Harry.
Oh my God, it's mine. I drove my car into the sea.
I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you drove your police motor carriage into the sea after you jumped across the canal.
How do we get it out?
Detective, we don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point.
They're not going to take me back after this, are they?
People are more valuable than machines. Training a police officer is even more costly.
Well, at least I can see what's in there now.
Yes, let's go take a look.
Do I want another thought? Do any of these interest me? I already know I don't want that, even though I've got the communism achievement already. Yeah, let's do some rigorous self-critique. What kind of horrible things are in here? Hey, it's my badge! And a commander's jacket. Esprit de Corps Shivers versus Esprit de Corps Visual Calculus. Yeah, we're gonna wear that now. That's a great looking man.
Yes?
Dubois. Well, it's got me on it. A younger version of me, but it's me.
A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
I found my badge.
At least something good came out of all this.
Study the badge.
Encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Revachol West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and, in the lower right corner, your precinct.
Let's look at the photo.
The man keeps winking at you with his green-gray eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that. But the badge is new. You used an old photo for a new badge.
We've all been there.
Good choice. A newer photo would look different.
How old?
8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns.
And he's winking. Why?
What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression, although it looks less grotesque on him than it does on you now. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Name, Harrier Dubois.
Harrier? That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't.
Harrier Dubois it is then.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois.
He's not going to call you Harrier. He'll keep calling you officer when he's angry with you, and detective when he's not.
Okay, fair enough.
The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information.
Lieutenant W. Freighter.
What's a Lieutenant W. Freighter?
The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant.
And W. Freighter?
The title of Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you're W. Freighter.
Declined?
There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's décomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank, in your case, lieutenant.
Heavy-duty case-solving machine.
What's a décomptage?
Décomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the Revachol Citizens Militia. It means counting down to twos.
The countdown is modeled after the dual leadership system employed by the left during the revolution, which in turn was developed by last-century experimental psychologists in the University of Königstein.
The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kinks.
What kind of kinks?
Kinks like satellite officers and the additional freighter rank I already explained.
The long and short of it is, you're his superior.
Thanks for explaining all this.
My pleasure.
Such a small yet precious thing. Expensive paper caught between thick plastic, like a fly in amber. It reads...
Serial number.
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure.
The numbers are not there for good measure. They have an administrative purpose, one that's unfortunately been erased from your memory.
Date of issue?
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant W. Freighter. A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then.
You're pretty sure you weren't doing well, but better? Probably yes. A lot can happen in 4 months, especially in winter. The winters are never easy on you, of that you are sure.
I remember that time! That was a good time. We had a good work-drink balance going. What happened, man? Pump it up!
God, fuck off, Necktie. Precinct 41?
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41. Like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor. A lot of asphalt. The 41st is... It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is.
It's no wonder you are like you are, he thinks. But then again...
It's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiayeva.
Roberts, Feuerbach, Dimitri. Suddenly, names from your decomptage flash in your forebrain. And you? Is it an honor to work with you? Don't ask him, ask yourself. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Well. I am slowly reconstructing Harrier's life. That feels okay? Good? Not sure, but it definitely feels. There was a thing over here.
This is it. The scene of the party. The fire pit. Cigarettes and empty bottles all evidence it.
What do you mean, a scene of the crime?
Not as such. I'm talking about what came after the party scene.
Sure seems like a lot of folks partied here. No, it was just me.
Looks like they were here a while, judging from all the bottles. The sunken motor carriage provided them a focal point, like a goose ice sculpture or a chocolate fountain.
This seems to be the choice better suited for my continued sanity. Or what's left of it. Alright, I saw a hole in a fence over here somewhere. And that feels like where I need to go next. Yep, there it is. Let's do this. Long time. This is abandoned. Okay. What do we got here? Glory to the ghost souls. Smallest church in St. Stan's. I bet you that's the depressing song.
Rust peels off the bent iron posts of the swing. The wind whistles through the skeleton of the small house behind you. There's desolation everywhere.
What happened here?
In this yard?
He's assessing the situation. How long ago was it abandoned?
Someone thought they could have a summer house in a bloc obscur, for cheap. It didn't work out. They abandoned it about a decade ago.
What's a block obscure?
A black bloc, a part of the city left unrenovated after the war, or one that has fallen to gang violence, or has become inhospitable in some other way.
On aerial photos, block obscures look like dark squares, hence their name.
So if it's part of the coast, is a block obscure?
Practically, it's not an official term in any way, but look around. No sewage, broken power lines, crime, drunks. Life is tough in the blocks. It's no place to build a summer house.
At least they left some old music behind.
Yes, and you picked it up as part of the jam rock shuffle.
It's not meant as nagging, just an observation.
We should move. I don't think we will solve the murder with forays into the urban hinterland, at least in this.
It. Apparently.
Yes?
Alright, I am somewhat stuck. I think so. Let's go visit Clash. I'll figure out how to do. There's got to be more down there. There's people that need to sign stuff and paperwork and. She's not in good shape. Mind you, her friend just died. What's that door?
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Where's this lead to?
I don't know, Lieutenant Yefreiter. It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door.
True. Do you think it's important?
I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case. The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
Probably locked.
It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets. Sounds like it's heavy, too. Very sturdy.
That's not gonna happen. Okay, yeah, let's chat with you.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape.
She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
And the tape specifically identifies you as the target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via a de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
Those were the exact words he used.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line. Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Yeah.
He liked the way it sounded when he said it. As to Kohoi, he wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Do you think he was trying to scare people?
No. I'm pretty sure he did all those things. And then had to internalize them to keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
Coping mechanism?
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Seminoles conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
What? Okay. Weren't you afraid?
Afraid of what? That tape the Hardy Boys recorded? Your mother probably never told you this, but girls are evil. Had I the physical robustness and social support, I'd be in Kohoi. I would be tearing it up Soldier of the Apocalypse style.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? Here in Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
There is a small measure of pride in her that she could quell the rage in such a being.
Wow.
What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Now you've had some time. Can you tell us more about the victim, please?
Like, for example, his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Lelystad. That's a good start. We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations, recorded neatly in blue ink. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
How old was he, miss?
He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no. We even celebrated his birthday like some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Points are good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die.
Better to not mention it.
The young woman looks at you, then the lieutenant, then you. She's clearly sensing something. A spike in testosterone levels, perhaps.
His eye color?
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
She loves him in a weird way. Or loves what they had. He had a tattoo. What did it mean?
Oh, that.
It's clear she liked it.
You liked it?
Quite a lot, yes.
What did it represent? Do you know?
It was a map of his life and the places he visited as a soldier. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
How so?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Is this Oranese lit?
Is this Oranese lit?
Yes. This is the very essence of Oranese lit. A moment's respite. Dark and hopeless as the struggle itself. He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths." And so it goes. Star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
You were the woman in this?
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell me precisely what these mean?
No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
Fair enough. She doesn't like sleeping. I understand that.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Oranje needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people on the Semenine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
Not a very fun story.
It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. It's not a very nice story to remember when you're sober. A change of topic?
Where is Lelystad? The place, I mean.
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary: cows, silos, and wheat.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
You were both from Orange?
Yes. We were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrek. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
No love for Mother Oranje. But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
No need to get political.
The young woman is smiling, still, about their bad habits.
I think we're finished with this line of questioning.
All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
Nice room you've got here.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
What were you doing here in the whirling and rags?
I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
Why here?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
Let's go with the whirling.
Because it's the funkiest building in Martinez. And because all the other buildings are bombed to hell.
Where does that door lead to?
I have no idea, officer.
You have quite the collection of prescription drugs down there.
Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
Great answer.
Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachol, but you should still reprimand her. No, don't listen to the stiff. Be cool.
I always heard you RCM guys were cool. You are.
Oh, that window is new.
It is.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook. He finds the answer unsatisfying.
I do too.
Okay.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke.
There's no way I pass that. I need to get some pluses there.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42?
What she said.
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42 years old?
Where's this going?
How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder? You could ask either one of them.
I got this. My age, I think I'm...
Yes?
Oh God, I have no idea. Probably middle-aged, but...
Do you want to know the truth?
I'm not afraid of the truth.
To the laboratorium.
That has no penalty. So when I get another skill point, I'm going to jump that in too. Let's do that.
This window is pristine.
I think she's lying to me somehow. I don't know how though. I think no one is telling me the bloody truth. That annoys me. To my natural sensibilities as a police officer, which I clearly have. Yeah, I got my badge, buddy.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
He might be wearing a disguise.
Got some questions for you.
About what? You don't look like a cop. You know what you look like?
Like a man down on his luck? I'm trying real hard here, man.
Oh, well, go solve your case then. That would count as trying hard.
He didn't answer your question.
Now, will you answer some questions for me?
No.
Why not?
'Cause it's not my job. Why don't you go and fucking do yours and solve this damn hanging? Or we could go back to doing our jobs.
I strongly dislike that man. God, there's so few actually good characters. Well, good characters. They're all good characters. They're wonderful. They're wonderfully written. Aside from the bookstore girl and Kim, and maybe Lena.
It's you again.
There's not much
What
here.
is it?
So I talked to Clash about the tape.
And?
Nothing. She stands by what she said.
That fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
It was just locker room talk. It's not evidence.
Locker room talk? What are you, fucking brain dead? I've been to plenty of locker rooms. They don't plan rapes there. What did she have to say then? Fine by her? This is what people are supposed to be like? Fucking whoop-de-doo.
It did not come as a surprise to her, and she definitely wasn't scared.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No good goddamn psycho whore.
Seems like they wanted to give Claudia a second chance to play along. She still didn't.
Right. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
I think you had a lie planned, but she didn't play along.
I asked for your opinion, not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma.
This tape was the last chance for her to do what you was to do, what was planned.
But she didn't. She knows she can't lie to us, unlike you.
Fantastic. So now, you remember how to do your job. I'm so sick of this piss. We should get something harder in here.
Yeah, guys. We should get a party going tonight.
Oh, God.
Why?
Maybe not then.
Success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation.
Be straight with me, Titus. What really happened?
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men, too, are growing increasingly silent.
Come on, Titus. The stakes are too high here. There will be blood on the streets. The tribunal, remember? I know you're tired. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you, them, and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, "Fuck off!" That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand? Your little investigation is over.
Yeah.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle. No one does anything about it.
What is this quiet funeral shit? All we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
You're being manipulated, buddy.
Claudia is playing them like a fiddle. Tell them how bad they got played, and they'll tell you the truth. There are many ways to go about it. All of them really good.
Clear you guys being played like a fiddle.
No, we fucking ain't, asshole. No one's fiddling anyone in here.
No, Glenn. I want to hear this. Who do you think is fucking fiddling me?
Who do you think?
I think you're losing it, Fiddle Man.
No. This fucking suicide carny is trying to get to me. This ain't gonna work with Titus Hardy. Put the fiddle down. Or walk away.
He'll put the fiddle down. Put it down, officer.
I do not understand. This fiddle play totally fell apart. The concept was solid, but the delivery tragically off. You sounded like a madman, not a cop.
You take off now. I need more points in rhetoric, which means I need experience. Okay.
Yes.
What an unpleasant human being. Okay, let's see if I can figure out who's supposed to sign those things. That feels like a good next step. Oh, according to the map, I don't head further south, I head west. Okay, that makes more sense. Maybe it makes more sense. We'll see. When you're lost, look at a map, obviously. They don't even have a "you are here." Huh. That rhetoric up. Or that. Yeah, that. Is there any of my gear minus rhetoric? Is any of my gear plus rhetoric? Absolutely not. That would be too easy. What do we got here? Get away from the accident. Makes sense. Ah, here we go. Sign a boat. Let's reset the tard. That's a quick travel. Oh. Okay. Fantastic. What's this? Chat with you.
Hi, officer.
Sword in a scabbard.
Anything I can help you with?
Where are we exactly?
A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysium.
Why?
The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
What's your name?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions, and that was actually the second one.
Indeed, you're always confused as to your whereabouts. Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
Nice sword. Does it come with a story?
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks, mostly.
Well, it is imposing.
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation.
Why do you need intimidation?
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
Can I borrow that sword?
No, I'm afraid not. Tempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep these animals in check would put me in an early grave.
Fair enough. Where are all the men now?
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Where's your husband now?
Gone.
Oh. Gone where?
To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago.
Oh.
He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
Really is the best cure for sorrow, isn't it?
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better drunk.
Jesus.
Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Do it! Hit on the widow! It's the right thing to do!
Is that your boat?
Sure is. The Sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
I'm looking for someone. Maybe you can help.
Let's see. Who are you looking for?
I'm looking for missing cryptozoologists.
I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate?
People who look for animals that are hard to find.
Aha! Like snowmen.
Snowmen?
2 odd guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like.
The like?
Right. Not only snowmen, also green men, monkey men, burning rhinos. You get the picture.
Okay.
Oh, you're getting it. And it is gorgeous.
Where'd they go?
Don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen?
That's it.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
I was asked to get your signature.
Were you? This says by signing, I agree to living with construction noise. What exactly is the Union building?
Everard's planning to turn some of the village into a youth center.
What a nice idea. Wouldn't have thought that...
She sounds incredulous about the niceness of the idea.
About what exactly?
That Everard and the Union have nice plans for anything. I thought they only cared about themselves. Well, I guess Union members have children too.
And those members have a vote when electing the head of the local chapter.
Here, use my pen.
He has a pen and everything. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Be seeing you. Okay. Do you know what? It's been about 3 hours. We've hit a point where we're going to be exploring for a little bit and potentially opening up a whole bunch of new stuff. We got a lot done today. We've almost cracked Titus. We cracked him once. Almost about to crack him again. I got recognition from the game that I'm a communist, apparently. So, yeah. And we're making good progress. I need more experience desperately, which means signatures and a cryptozoologist are definitely in my future. So, yeah. Next stream in a couple days, I'm sure, but if you're watching now, give me a follow. Thank you for everyone who followed already today. I saw 2 names. If this is on YouTube later, like, comment, and subscribe, all that fun stuff. Great rest of your day. Ciao.